I think I got it right. Okay, I call the meeting to order. Appreciate everyone here. I'd like to welcome to this meeting of the Accessibility Advisory Committee for the City of Quinte West. As our name implies, we are an advisory committee and our duty is to report and advise on all matters that fall within our mandate and to recommend such actions to council as may be deemed necessary. We are not able to bind or compel council to any recommendation we may discuss or make. Do we have any disclosures of pecuniary interest to be declared? Hearing none, we can move on to the approval of the agenda of the meeting of tonight that you should all have the paperwork in front of you. Need a mover. Mover by Committee Member Klost and seconded by Committee Member McDonald. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion is carried. We'll now move to the approval of the minutes of the meeting of October 5th that we had. And once again, I hope that you have the paperwork. I passed mine on. Need a motioner. Moved by Councillor Sharp and seconded by Committee Member Klost. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion is carried. We now move on to delegations and presentations, and I believe we have Mike Seymour of the Trenton Lions Club to speak to the committee about the Trenton Lions Inclusive Playground Project.
There we go. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's okay today. First of all, I want to apologize to the committee for missing last month's meeting there in October. I had some family issues going on, and I totally forgot, so I apologize for that. But thanks again for inviting me back tonight. As I indicated to Louise earlier tonight there, my family issues are now closed because my father-in-law had passed away this past Saturday at 20 after 1 in the morning. I didn't want to cancel again, so I'm here. So thanks very much for having us and having myself. So anyways, I'm here to speak to you about the all-inclusive playground, inclusive playground for the Trenton Lions Club. Phase 1 is done, and we're working in towards Phase 2. That's a picture of what it looked like before we started a Phase 1. And as you can see right there, you've got the parking lot off to my left. I'm not too sure what it's here. Off to the left in there, and you had no mobility track into the playground, and then those individuals that had mobility issues would have had difficulties getting in and out. So Phase 1 is now what you see there. Doesn't show the sidewalk, but the sidewalk is in there and has been there for a while now. So as you get out of the vehicle in the parking lot, for those that have mobility issues, and once you get out of the vehicle in the parking lot, you can directly go into the play structure, and there we go. And you got the sidewalk right there, so you can go up the ramp. The individual mobilities, walker, wheelchairs, whatnot, you can go up the ramp. Other structures that are in the town right now, you can go up a couple steps, and that's as far as you go with the mobility. Then you stop, and that's as far as you go. In this one here, you can go right from the beginning. You can go all the way around to the backside to the different types of slides on the backside. And then if the individual has to get out of a wheelchair, they go down the slides, and yet you can still have the mobility around. You've got the poured-in rubber. And if you were to step on that rubber, it's got some it's got some give to it, a bit of a bounce to it. So that would help. Heaven forbid one of the gaffers fall down. They're not going to fall down on a hard rock or hard ground. they're going to have some resistance there and some give there. And the wood fibers is there also. It's rated for playgrounds also. And location is between the splash pad and Club 105. It was chosen. I approached the city there initially with that particular piece of land there and asked them if it was available, and explained my thoughts to the committee. And I had a couple other former lines with me at that time and made a presentation to the city. And the accessibility, a couple of people from the committee was there at that time also for the initial meeting, and everybody was on board. So I proceeded with the club's blessings and the city. Katie Byron has been an awesome liaison representative between myself and the club and the city, and have been helping, greatly appreciated for the help there. Chosen for the location is because of the different functions that go on down in Centennial Park. You got the soccer team there, which Lions Club was partaking that this past summer for the very first time. And you got the big brothers and sisters that have the functions down there. So a lot of activity goes on in the end of the city, Quinte West, down in the park there. And then you got the marina over here for the visitors and whatnot. So I thought it was an ideal location. Also, you already have a comfort station in place for accessibility also already, so that's good. And I should say hi to the Lone Ranger out in the Zoom meeting there. So thanks very much for joining us that way also. Greatly appreciated. So bringing inclusive playground, bringing people to be able to join together with each other's fellowship without having to, those that are in the wheelchairs or with mobility issues, having to have them sit aside and not be able to enjoy each other's companionship. The one in the picture in the middle is a Sway Fund, which is, over on the left-hand, top picture over in the left-hand corner there. That's Sway Fund. Once you get into it, the wheelchair individual in the wheelchair can go right into it, or the walker can go right in from the ramp onto that, and then there's lots of room on there, and it bounces up and down from left to right type thing. And then the other couple structures there, they're not down there yet, but we have quite a few different interest boards on the side there for the little ones. So that's an overall playground view of for one option. And you can see at the bottom here, you've got the Sway Fund, the purple umbrellas, and you can see how I was talking about. You can start at the beginning and go all around to the backside, and they could climb down, and they've got structures to climb in between the two, and they've got various different types of slides. I've been down there a couple times there, and a lot of the little ones enjoy the roller slide that you don't see there, but it's there. So right now the color in blue is going to be phase 2. And again, that color of blue is going to be two reasons it's a different color. A, so it doesn't show that it's there because it intended to be there, and because if you try to use the same color as to what it was there now, you'd be able to see the seam, and it wouldn't look appealing for one reason. So again, that color blue is going to be again a poured-in rubber, just as the beige stuff type there that's poured-in rubber, and that allows the mobility issues. At the top, you'll see I call it a zip line, they call it a zipperoo. And again, mobility, you got the mobility into the middle there. They get out of the wheelchair, get into the bucket, seat bucket, and then they go back and forth that way. And the opposite side is for those that don't need the extra help. And then you've got the little play structure there, and then I got the one in the middle I call the merry-go-round. If one individual's in the wheelchairs, they go into each side, and then the ones out of wheelchairs will sit in the seat. And I'm assuming there's a wheel in the middle, and you turn it, and it makes yourself go around in circles. And you got another small play structure also. The budget for phase 1 was $300,000. We came in at $307 and change, so that wasn't too bad. Had a lot of donations, and I'm not going to specify any because I don't want to miss any because I don't have them in front of me. I'm just that type of guy. So I just want to say thanks to everybody that helped with the donations for phase 1. And for those that are helping with phase 2, I want to say thanks. The city's been awesome. Katie, like I said, Katie and his teams have been working well in behind the scenes. He's a project manager for the structure, for the playground, and for installation, along with Lindsay Wagner from ABC Recreation Landscape Structures. They provided all the pictures, the diagrams, and the schematic diagrams, all at no charge to the club. Just a different perspective for the phase two, and gives you a closer line of the zip line. And again, that, all the other brown stuff, I'm assuming will be, wood fiber. You've got the seats, swing seats for the different styles of swings. And there's gonna be different categories for the swing buckets for, each individual with the different, levels of TLC that they require. And a closer view of the pictures of the swings and different perspective, and gives you an idea of the zip line. And that's phase two. Phase two, got a budget of 300,000, and we've already reached 70,000 into that, so we only need another $230,000. So any donations are greatly appreciated. Any avenues for me to apply to would be great. I have my business card at the back there. Feel free to pick one up, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to email me. That'd be great. Any avenues for donations or fundraising, I'm always open. Now, the different categories of, gives you, these prices are what they were at that time. There's different categories, so you got what they call the Smart Play Motion, which is 35,000. I'll go through them quickly here. The Dig Rider, it's 4,000. Butterfly one is 4,000. The Boogie Board is 6,500. Cozy Dome, they classify it as like a quiet zone to a certain extent. There's another play structure that they have, because when the individuals with the extra TLC and whatnot, they kind of like to have a little bit of a quiet spot if they need to go to, they have a quiet spot to go to. Like I said, the swing buckets, you've got different categories. That's a molded bucket seat with a harness swing. And then you've got another style. And a little one. And it looks like just your normal belt swing. And that's the close-up picture of the, what I call the merry-go-round. They call it the wiggle-round. Like you see, they got the wheelchairs on both sides, and outside they got the other seats for the individuals. Zip Cruise, that's a zip line. And the poured-in rubber, again, that's your high-price one, 110,000 for that carry there. Wood fiber, if it had to buy it, would be 50,000. The wood fiber was donated for a good portion of it for phase one, and hopefully we can get 4 donations for that also. And that's just recognition for the individual that put this thing, some of the slides together for me. And that's my presentation. On the banner in front of you here, gives you a clearer picture of phase one, and then what we're looking at for phase two, a picture of the location. I don't know what else to say other than I want to thank everybody for allowing me to speak here. I can see I'm the Lone Ranger here, but that's okay. I didn't know how many people were going to be here, so that's why I had a presentation at the back there set up and whatnot, and we'll go from there. Any questions?
Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair, if I may?
Oh, sorry. Councillor Freeman, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mike, your members must be so incredibly proud of this project. It literally brings tears to my eyes to see what you've accomplished so far, and then to see what is ahead is just ridiculously wonderful for the children, for the families of those children. So we want to thank you, and I want to say I'm very sorry for your loss. We certainly understand why you weren't here before, and it's amazing you're here tonight, and we very much appreciate that. And everything you do with your club. We're a very, very lucky city to have you guys involved with us, really. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and thanks for the sympathy. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I've seen Councillor Sharp first, and then.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and again, Mike, my condolences as well, and thank you for coming. I just want to share with the committee members, there was a grand opening of phase one, and Mike and the Lions members took many of us that were in attendance through the playground equipment, even if we were a bit older and taller. But it was certainly, it was, I couldn't believe the sensory components and all the different pieces to be accessible. And it was, we're so thankful, as Councillor Freeman has said. And I know that there may not be a lot in the room today, but certainly it's greatly appreciated. And we have a number of people that do Zoom in, and we will, you know, it's always available for about 3 years. So I just wanted to also thank you, Mike, and whatever we can do to get this second phase. And for those that don't know, Keely is our parks manager, and he is right there working with the club members, your club, which is not large, but works really hard. And it's amazing what you've accomplished with your team. So I just, if I could, through the chair to Louise, I wondered if we could share the information. We have a grant staff member that does assist at, you know, where they can, and if we could share this information and see if there's any, oftentimes our staff, we may find envelopes with particular grants that come about, and if we could pass this on, Louise, to this staff representative, and certainly through our committee, we'll share with council members, and we'll just work. And I know we chatted about, you know, you're working hard with reaching out to our MP and MPP and others, but we're certainly here to assist. And I think phase 2, it's got some really new great elements, and I thank you.
Thank you, no problem.
Committee Member Klaus.
I'd like to thank you too, Mike, for coming.
No problem, thank you. Thanks for
Sorry
having me.
that you weren't able to get here before, but I'd like to say that I was on the Accessibility Advisory Committee when you first presented the original plan.
Right.
And so for me, it's very exciting to see that everything is done. We've been to the park a number of times to check it out, you know, and we've taken our granddaughter there. Always busy.
Yeah.
Always very family focused, and everybody's having a good time, whoever they are, whatever their abilities are.
That's right, yeah.
And I think this has been a wonderful addition to the city, and very much looking forward to the next phase, and people enjoying that just as much as they're enjoying the current phase 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there nobody else? I'll take a minute as the chair and myself to thank you. I am new to this, as you can probably tell.
No, no, you got this under control.
And you sort of hit me personally with the quiet space, because I just recently found out that I have a second grandchild with autism, and that particular one is a twin and requires a quiet spot at times. And when I heard that, it sort of hit me. But they don't live in this community, and I hope they visit more often now that I'll be able to tell them more about this project.
Thank you, thank you.
Is there anybody else? Sorry, Committee Member McDonald.
Thank you. I'd just like to offer, if you need help writing proposals for grants, I have a background in that, and I'd be glad to help. I don't know if that's something you need, but I'm available if you do.
Oh, I'll take it. If you got a card, I'll take your card afterwards, and then by all means,
I wish I had a card. I'm retired.
Oh, okay. All righty then. I'll get your information.
Sure.
I got to give credit to Lotus College too, because I went back to school. I worked at Canadian Tire till November of 2013, and when I left there, I just celebrated 30 years at Canadian Tire, and I went back to school. Went back to Lotus College for a year and a half. Graduated there, and then the work that the items I learned there, I was able to put together the grant proposal for Lions International, and my proposal has grown to probably around 65 pages, 70 pages now, so, I'm always open to ideas and different avenues. I've tried to apply to, I was talking to Karen earlier, I've tried to apply to Canadian Tire Jumpstart, but I didn't quite meet their protocol, but Canadian Tire in Trenton was gracious enough to help me out. Yeah, so, no, different avenues, different ideas, always greatly appreciated, so I'll take your name and number afterwards, and we'll go from there then. Thank you. If not, all's good. Alrighty then. Well, thanks very much for letting me here, and I'll let you be.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for being here and giving us this information. Do we need to read this?
No,
No.
no, just seeing that there are no members of the
Okay, so number 7 would be item per committee's consideration, which is none. No correspondence. So we move on to new and other business. With A is a verbal update from Louise.
Thank you, Chair Smith. Through you to the committee. This is an update on the staff report that came to us and we discussed and debated at the last committee meeting. Council received staff report 23054 FIN regarding the renovations to the customer service desk at their meeting on November 1st and approved a 6-month trial of the changes to the customer service counters at City Hall as proposed. So council did ask for clarification during that meeting regarding any demolition or renovations to the lower desk during the 6-month trial period, and the Director of Finance assured council that no physical changes to the lower service desk area will be made during the trial period. What staff are recommended at that time was an alternative to accommodate issues for that the committee identified, being a welcome kiosk to be located near the stairs. The welcome kiosk is intended to be able to be configured with a welcome screen that would be triggered by either a physical presence, and that would trigger a camera at the upper service counter that a CSR could be address them over the screen, or the ability for the person wanting service to give a command such as, "Hey Google, please ask for assistance," or the ability for the customer to actually just press a button for assistance. The report identified that all these options are going to be trialed and tested to determine which functions work best for us. Service options for in-person service on the lower level will be similar to those that are currently offered on the upper level, where staff utilize a small table and bring the required hardware, whether it's our laptops or debit machines, to the table where the customer is being served. So when we're doing applications, marriage licenses, that sort of stuff, we actually have a spot where the people can sit and get service. The only issue that we find with that is that sometimes it can be quite noisy. So we are hoping that we can find some sort of sound attenuation system that would allow us to bring down the level or dampen the level of noise. So that is, I just wanted to update you that it actually did go to council, and council approved a 6-month trial. There is a requirement for the Director of Finance to report back to council after the 6 months with results from the study that they're performing.
Any questions? In that case, if I remember right, we need a motion to accept the verbal report that has been given. Mover by Committee Member McDonald, seconded by Councillor Sharp. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We will move on to 9B, which is the verbal report regarding the Buster Allier Children's Garden.
Thank you, Chair Smith. Tessa, could you? Thank you. So, Council received this report at their meeting of October 18th, 2023, and approved the recommendation to proceed with the creation of the Children's Garden in the Buster Allier Park. I would note that this site plan did not get forwarded to the committee for review or discussion prior to it going to council. So at this time, I'm hoping that the committee can take a look at it. Please advise if there's any issues or concerns that you foresee with this. The garden is proposed to be constructed at the northeast edge corner of the building, between the building and the Royal Canadian Legion, along the existing concrete walkway, although the proposal does take some of the existing concrete walkway out and replaces it with different types of pavers, stones, etc. You can see that the design of the garden is actually centered around a turtle. It's meant to be a natural play space, learning center, a spot that the library anticipates will be heavily used by the users as well as the classes that come to the library on a regular basis. It is being designed as a passive park. The intent is for visitors to the library and City Hall to be able to use it, so accessibility needs do need to be a focus of the project. The plans indicate that there will be various services incorporated into the design, and our ISAR, the Integrated Standards for Accessibility Guidelines, identify that firm, stable, and slip-resistant surfaces as being critical characteristics of an accessible route. So, with whatever changes they're looking to make to the concrete, we do need to ensure that they make sure that any stones that are installed won't impact a person traveling in a wheelchair. So looking at the design, they have shown that where they're going to be using the elongated pavers, that they're running them in a running herringbone or a running man pattern. So it should be opposite to the way the wheelchairs are traveling, so that there shouldn't be people getting caught in those spaces. What I would ask the committee at this time is to review the plans provided and direct your comments and concerns to my attention so that I can reach out to the designer and request a response to the identified concerns. Our next meeting is December 11th. I would, if the committee would like me to, be willing to reach out to the Wentworth Group and see if they can send us somebody to discuss what the proposal is and how they plan on addressing the requirements of the design of public spaces.
I guess comments first, and will we need a motion to ask them to attend the next?
Yes.
Okay, I guess we'll ask for a motion to ask the group to send a representative to explain about the changes to the park. Moved by Councillor Sharp, seconded by Committee Member Claus. Oh, I'm sorry. Moved by Councillor Sharp, seconded by Committee Member Claus, that we ask for a member of the group to attend our next meeting to explain the changes and their impact. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Now I believe Committee Member McDonald has a comment.
Louise, when you were asking, sorry, Mr. Chair, to Louise, you were asking for comments. Can we provide those to you after, maybe set a date in which we could provide those? Because I'd like to review this at home rather than respond this evening. A date that would work for you in terms of being able to deal with the Wentworth Group prior to our next meeting?
By all means, if the committee wishes to, I just need to check the calendar to. So our next meeting is scheduled for December 11th, which means our agenda cutoff will be the 4th of December. So if committee members could have their any comments to me for, say, November 28th, that would give me ample time to make the arrangements.
I think Committee Member McDonald was reading my mind. And I was thinking of the same thing. I don't think we need a motion of that. We could, the members are able to take a look at it. Unfortunately, I didn't get down last time I asked for paperwork ahead of time, and I'll remember to do it next time, but I want to be able to go over this and study it a bit. It's a lot for me to comprehend, and I do better reading on paper. Any other comments?
Mr. Chair, through you to Louise, because I'm new both to Trenton, well, 5 years ago, 6 years beginning September, could I have a little bit of history with respect to, I'm assuming Buster Aliyah was a citizen of Trenton, or what a little short history of this project?
So, through you, Chair, yes, Buster Ellier and the Ellier family were fairly predominant here in the Quinte West area. The family donated the lands between the Legion and City Hall to the city for use as a park in perpetuity. There is an actual established reserve fund for enhancements to the park, but there is a board that the decisions go through, and this is something that they have vetted and brought to the city as something they would be willing to support for the city and for use of those funds. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments on the Buster Ellier Children's Garden? If not, we need a motion. Oh, we have that. I'm sorry. I am off tonight. We now will see if there's any other new or other business. Hearing none brings us to the motion for adjournment. Moved by Councillor Sharp, seconded by Committee Member McDonald, that we adjourn with our next meeting on Monday, December 11th at 5 p.m. All in favor? Motion is carried. We are adjourned.